23 years. Almost 24. That's how long it took me to realize who exactly I am. You see, now, pain comes with the territory. The trauma, the fear, the trepidations, the loss, the grief, the heartache. It's a circle of life. But for me, it's caused me to repress basic attributes and qualities and philosophies and ways of life that I have. But now, from hearing all the remarks, all the comments, all the criticisms that people have given me, from people who used to say they love me, people who still love me but can't do it anymore, from people that considered a future with me, to people who were my best friends, people who had my back. You see, these are the people I have to overcome. These are the people I have to surpass to live comfortably. Now, sure, a lot of my life that I live is a facade. Who I am here is not necessarily who I am on TikTok, who I am in person, who I am at the bar, who I am on Facebook, who I am wherever. But what's wrong with that? Doesn't mean I'm fake. I'm just in my element. Location to location. You see, all my life, the way I lived, I knew was unhealthy. I knew was frowned upon. And I was conflicted. I was stuck in a battle of what's right and what's wrong. If, Trista, she'll tell you what's wrong and what's right, because apparently her ways of right is the only way that is right. There's no other options. What she thinks is right is universally right, like it's written in the book of code, like it's a codex imprinted for the mind. But see, longest time I've been learning how to change for people. I've had to become better. But who says I'm not a good person now? Yes, I have my long list of enemies. I've had my checkered past. I've done some shit. But the one thing that I have, compared to everyone else, is justification. If you knew my life, if you saw it through a clear lens, not your kaleidoscope vision that most of you have, you would see exactly what would drive a person to act the way that they do. But you see, the longest time I was conflicted on who I was, what behaviors I should show, what behaviors I should display, what ones I should keep hidden behind lock and key. And then now I realize I don't need to change for anyone. I don't need to get better for anyone. I don't need to change my past mistakes and behaviors. I don't need to change my emotions or my mental state for anyone. I don't need to cut ties or cut things off or get rid of things for anyone. People need to change. No. People need to adapt to my lifestyle or tolerate the perks that my life has. You see, because yes, I can be selfish at times, most of the time, but for reason. I am egotistical. I am an asshole when needed to be. I am controversial. I am unorthodox. I am unconventional. I am uncensored, unfiltered, unhinged, unstable, unapologetic. I am opinionated. I am outspoken. I am cryptic. I am cold. I am calculated. I am egotistical. But ego runs everything I do. My ego is not necessarily a bad thing. You won't find me thinking I'm better than anyone, because I know where I stand. I'm no better than anyone, but I'm no worse. I'm not the type of arrogance where I'm at the top of the world, I'm at the top of the food chain, all that. No. My ego is a false sense of confidence that I get that turns into real confidence so I can have self-esteem that's positive. You see, a long time I've been doing the right thing to the wrong people. To my dearest friend Crystal, I had to apologize to her, thinking we can patch things up, stay friends. I did the right thing, and she said no. Off with her. See, I finally told Jade who I was, what I was willing to do. She took that to heart, whatever heart she had left. She put me on a pedestal and then knocked that pedestal down herself. I told her who I was ready to become, who I'm willing to be, and it wasn't enough because I didn't fit the mold that they wanted to be. And then that's when I realized the problem. It's never been me. Never. To my cousin Kim, to my exes, to Victoria, to friends like Shane, to everyone. Jade, Star, Trista, Kim. The problem has been I have never fit the narrative of what people wanted me to be. I was never that good at two shoes. I was never the fan favorite. I was always the rule breaker. I was the ruffian. I was the anarchist. I was the rule breaker. People try to change me and change me and change me, and I can pinpoint points in my life that if they would have went correctly, I would not be who I am today. But for the better. But see, a lot of these tools weren't at my disposal at those times. Especially in high school. That was a pivotal point for my life. But you see, now I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I'm accepting of who I am. See, now I'm going to continue to break hearts along the way. I'm going to continue to unravel friendships. Not by choice, but it comes with the territory of what my life brings. I've warned people. I've told people. People hype me up and then I tell them who I am, what I'm capable of, the life I live. And if you continue to follow and walk through that path with me, and then you get hurt, that's on you. See, I've done everything in my power to live differently, to live vicariously through the people who also live unorthodox, who live by their own rule book. I don't think the same as anyone else. I don't act the same, speak the same, talk the same. I don't do the same things. I don't go about the same things. I don't have the same moral compass. I completely have rewritten what my lifestyle is supposed to be lived by. See, I'm all about the sex. I'm all about the partying, the drinking, the smoking. I'm all about the attention, the social media, music, the high life, the excitement, the adrenaline, the moments of risk-taking. I will be in a relationship and still flirt because I put a smile on other people's faces and they boost my ego and my confidence. Doesn't mean I'm not loyal. Doesn't mean I'm unfaithful. Because that's the other problem that people have. What's your definition of a lot of the attributes that you live by. I have a different meaning of disrespect than most people do. I have a different narrative behind the words love, pain, loyalty. You know the definition of those words, but I live by a completely different definition. See, because people have been so stuck in their mind that if they live a certain way and it's right, it's universally correct. But see, people shoot me down at my life like it's wrong. I'm still alive. I'm breathing. I'm more content and happy with my lifestyle now more than ever. In a situation that I least expect, with someone that I actually can be myself with and around. For the first time in my life, I'm in a zone of comfort. I took a situation that was completely random and I made it something. I surpassed psycho exes, arrogant people, self-loathing and self-absorbed people. See, the timeline of my life has been this. And I thrive to that point where it can just go. But see, life's not fair, right? It's not. And that's the fun part. Because I can live in pure chaos. I can live in anarchy. I can live with mayhem. It's where I thrive. See, my body has an ink of work that explains who I am, what I do, what I'm willing to do, how I think, what people should expect from me. You see, a lot of the motives in life still people don't understand. Oh, you blow your money on tattoos? Nope, this is a story that's being put in my skin because people I tell about my life are too stupid or blind or mindless to understand that. So therefore, I have to show them as a visual aid. And even then, some people are too stupid, too mindless, too blind to see and understand what I had to overcome in my life. You see, I've had the people who has tried to expose me. But here's the part where I still win. Any publicity is good publicity. Because it's a matter of how I respond. Because I even thrive off hate. So if people find out I'm not who they thought I was, and it hurts their feelings, I still thrive off that. You know, it's crazy. It took 22 years for me to be fed up with people. 22 years. I should have been fed up when I was 18. But now I am confident in who I am. I will live this life the way I damn near please to. If you can't walk with me into the hellfire, you better stay back and I'll walk along. Because it's not the first time I've been outcasted or exiled. Because see, my mistakes will always trump the good things I do in life. I have a body of work that display the good and bad of my life, but no one focuses on the good. It's always the negatives. You see, I've been put down with words, or tried to. I've heard all the insults. I've heard all the negative comments. I've heard all the put downs. I've heard it all. from exes to family members. I've heard it all. To people who were my friends, I've heard it all. See, from Star to Jade to Trista to Crystal to Tiffany to Chanel to Shane. I've heard it all. I've seen it all, I've been through it all. Because they're on my level now. See, just because this life I live is frowned upon doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. People mix words. But see, the other thing is, like, people have loved me for my mind. People continue to. But what many people don't understand is the same thing that people fall in love with is the same thing that makes people leave. And yet I become the asshole. I become the villain. I become the hypocrite. Ain't that something? See, because right when something destroys your expectations, it is no longer valid. It is no longer necessary to be a part of. You see, I still have so much suppressed. But over time, it's going to start to eventually boil up, and I'm going to speak my mind. That's what these are for. That's what these cryptic wisdoms are for. I speak the unspoken truth to people who don't exactly get basic knowledge, don't understand common sense. Or people who've been through pain, who've been through some shit, who've been through the trauma, the grief, the loss, the sadness, depression, anxiety, whatever it may be, and can relate to how the world treats people like me. You see, I've had names like Rogue Prince, Tattooed Lowlife, King of Spades. These aren't just nicknames. There's reasons behind these monikers. From the events that's happened to me, the traumas, whatever the case may be. But the crazy thing is, most of the people in my life, in my past, have been the type to want to take a bullet for me. But at the same time, they're the one holding the gun. See, I've told people before, I am the color red in a world of black and white. I am the dark horse. I am the wild card. I am the odd man out every fucking time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because a lot of people you'll hear preach about being different. How being different is so good. Like, I took that philosophy and I personified it beyond what people think. See, why fit in when you were born to stand out? So to all the people who have called me an asshole, to all the people who called me conceited, egotistical, all the people who called me unfaithful, a cheater, a liar, let me run this back for you. Yes, maybe not so much now, but if we're combining definitions, sure, I'm a cheater, I'm a liar, I'm an asshole, I'm controversial, I'm uncensored, I'm unfiltered, I'm unconventional, I'm unorthodox, I'm unapologetic, I'm outspoken, I'm opinionated, I'm cryptic, I'm cold, I'm calculated, I'm elusive, I'm wise. I'm sweet, I'm kind, I'm loving, affectionate. Do you see the point I'm getting at? I am whatever people want me to be and more, no matter who you are. I'm not changing for them. I'm not even changing to please them. I'm just showing you that I am balanced. I am the good and bad in this world. I'm the hate, I'm the love. I'm the pain, and I'm the healing. I'm the affection, and I'm the heartache. I'm the passion and desire. I'm the war, and I am peace. I am anarchy, chaos, and mayhem. And I am structure, stability, and order. I am balance. I always tell people the pain that you see is not the pain I feel. Because I'll always be misunderstood. But at one point, I hated that. It was a burden. It was a flaw. Now it defines me. See, I live for the attention. I will always be egotistical. Because ego, like I said, my ego runs everything I do. It's also my downfall, yes. But it makes me who I am. It makes everything about the way I live the way it is. And what's crazier is I used to hate that the more enemies I make, it used to be a problem. But now I accept it. Because the more that people talk down to me, the more people that badmouth me about the way I live, is that it's more motivation than I need. And sure, I probably have people out there that have dirt on me. I'm not a politician. I'm not a famous celebrity. I'll admit it. I've done some shit in my life. I've cheated before, sure. I've been unfaithful. I've hurt some people. But the problem people forget is that's not constantly me. You see, I'm all about evolution. I'm all about the who was doesn't always become the now. Who I was when I was 16 is not who I was when I was 18. Who I was 18 is not who I am now. Because before it was, I used to be concerned about changing for the right person. No, now people have to tolerate my lifestyle. Because there are hypocrites and there's a bunch of snakes in the grass. See, I've become a hard dose of reality for many people. But I'm not going to give my opinion to people who won't listen. And I'm not going to take advice from people who won't listen to mine. Simple. See, I've been a slave to my depression and my demons for far too long. That now, I need to be content with my life. Because where I'm at, who I'm with, how I am, the things I do, the experiences I'm able to live finally, the happiness I can endure now is all I need. See, I'm willing to sacrifice everything for what I do now, for where I'm at in my life. I don't need people from my past. See, that's my other problem, is that I'm so stuck in the past that when Trista messages me, I'm like, do we have a chance? I fight that demon. Jade, Preston, Alex, everyone. See, because I am who I am with no apologies. Simple. See, I can be weird. Right where I'm at, I can be weird. I can be myself more now than I've ever been able to in my life. Right now, I've been more content with my journey and my life path. See, as you can see, more ink, more life stories. I have a body of work to show everyone. In due time, of course. But like I said, people love me for my mind. But my mind is also what drives them away. So don't be one of those hypocrites. I'm going to continue to strive for the attention, continue to strive for the money. But I do it for people who grew up like me. Pain, trauma, all that. I plan to put a smile on faces and give purpose to people who don't have it. Even if it's a false sense of confidence, it's still something. They still smile. It always rains before the rainbow. So I had to go through hell to get where I'm at. And if that doesn't give me the credit I deserve, I don't know what to tell you. But if people want to keep acting like I'm making myself out to be a saint, nope. Because I'd rather be an honest sinner than a false saint. My mind is so powerful that what people need to realize, and there's no hyperbole in this, is my touch can save the world. But my kiss could burn it.